Hi guys, it's Miss Crystal and it's Wednesday and we're going to talk about some books. Okay, so today's theme is going to be series. So these are books that are a continuation of a series that's ongoing. I guess for some housekeeping stuff, you do have to read the first book in order to understand these books. I think all of these are sequels except for one. So you do have to read the books before in order to understand what's going on in the book now. Yeah, that being said, the reason why I'm doing this is some people don't know that like their favorite book had a sequel come out recently, and you know, I'm gonna tell them. But also, if you like what you're hearing about the plot, even if you don't understand it, then you can come in, get the first book, and start from there, you know? But today I'm going to be doing some summaries on the sequels. Okay, so we're going to get started. The first two are going to be my YA young adult novels, and then the last two are going to be my juvenile middle grade series, okay? So the first one is The Damned. It is a sequel to The Beautiful. It reminds me a lot of like, I don't know, like Twilight or something. It's set in 1800s, like late 1800s, New Orleans, and the main characters are Celine and Bastian, and they are in love, you know, and the first book had a lot of like murder and intrigue in it, so you're trying to figure out like what is Bastian, how is he connected to the like violent things that are going on kind of in the background of the first novel. So you figure that out, and then Celine, her life is threatened and everything. Bastian has to kind of compromise. They both make a compromise, and that ends in them having to be apart. But obviously, if you know anything about teen stories, they can't stay apart. So this novel is kind of all about them finding each other again, and also there's like dark forces in the background that are trying to pull them apart. So there's that. Have fun. Okay, Darius the Great Deserves Better. So Darius the Great Deserves Better is a sequel to Darius the Great Is Not Okay. I read that last year. I really liked it. And it was just like about this kid Darius going to Iran for the first time. He's Iranian, so it's a big deal, and he's like getting connected with his culture and also getting connected with like himself and how he feels about his sexuality and his mental health struggles. So he sorted that out in the first book, and then he came back home. So now he's home again, and he feels like, oh my God, like I feel the best I've ever felt. I've got a boyfriend, I've got a best friend, I've got this great job, and things seem to be going well. But then things kind of start to unravel. The job is not what he thought it would be. His boyfriend, he just doesn't like him as much as he thought he would. His best friend doesn't seem to really be available for him anymore. And so it's just kind of like about how life is ever changing, and about how you can't rely on outside sources to keep you stable. You have to rely on yourself, because outside things are always going to be changing. So I think that's a really good message to learn. And I'm glad that he followed up the first book with this second one. Yeah. Okay. These two are going to be my middle grade series, okay? So Tristan Strong destroys the world. Tristan Strong Destroys the World. It is a sequel to Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. I don't know how many books are going to be in this one. It might be a trilogy. I have a feeling it's going to be a trilogy, but I'm not sure. So this is just the second one. And the first one was amazing as well. It basically is about this kid, Tristan. He is an aspiring boxer. He's from Chicago. He is like 12 or 13, I believe. And he finds his way to this magical like world called Alki, and it houses West African gods and also folk tale-ish gods from African American folk tales. Which is cool, like John Henry and stuff. So I really liked the context of that and how they incorporated like Black culture into that. It's cool. And basically the premise is that he has to like save Alki, the world. He finally does that. He comes home, and this second book is basically him coming to terms with that and how he has all these like bad dreams and stuff now about all the terrible things that happened in the first book. Yeah, and then also this monster comes named Shamble Man, comes to the farm that he lives on in Alabama and kidnaps his grandmother, and now he's on a second mission to go and save her. And also he has to like find Anansi the spider again. He has to like do all these things that he never really wanted or thought he would ever be doing again. So, reluctant hero, who doesn't love that, you know? Okay. Next thing, Mr. Limoncello and the titanium ticket. If you have been under a rock somewhere, Mr. Limoncello is a series. This is book 5, and it is a series about this guy, Limoncello, who is a game maker, puzzle maker, whatever you want to call it, and he like makes, his first book was about like a sprawling library where children had to like find their way out of the library through all these like different checkpoints and destinations, and like little puzzles that he had made up. So think like Willy Wonka, but like set in different settings, you know? So this time he's got another puzzle for these kids to solve, and they also have to find this titanium ticket. So, I don't know. The covers have totally changed too since the beginning, which I think is cool. But anyway, those are 4 series that are ongoing that you can start reading today if you're bored, and I will put them at the bottom of the YouTube video, and make sure you subscribe.